Hello, how are you? My name is Rebecca and I am an English teacher. So welcome to today's video. I use comprehensible input to help you learn English, which means I talk about different topics through conversation or through games. You just have to listen and you will naturally pick up new words because you know the context. In today's video, I am going to have a conversation about ways that you can improve your English speaking by yourself. So I think a lot of the time people are trying to learn a language and they're doing it all on their own, which can be a lot more difficult than if you're learning in a group or you're learning immersively in the country that you're trying to learn English. So a lot of the time people are doing it on their own. So I'm going to talk about different ways that you can improve your language speaking when it's just you practicing on your own. So of course, my first tip if you are learning by yourself is to watch YouTube videos, find channels such as myself, or there's lots of other channels to listen to native English speakers. So the way I do it is I just have random conversation about random topics and all you have to do is listen. So for example, today's topic is talking about how to improve English on your own. And you will naturally pick up words. And also not just YouTube, but watching Netflix, watching TV shows. So just watching things in English or using the subtitles, watch it in your native language, but have English subtitles on. I think if you're by yourself, this is a great way to start. Another way which is similar is to listen to English speaking music or English speaking artists. There are a lot of English pop songs out there, a lot of English music. And if you're really interested in the music, you can also watch interviews of the artist. Another great way is if you don't want to, that's for listening, but if you want to actually practice talking, you can just talk to yourself, talk in the mirror, or record yourself on your phone. I think that a lot of the time it is quite embarrassing to speak to a native whenever you're not confident in yourself. I find that I can be quite embarrassed to practice Spanish with a native because you are so conscious of all the mistakes, even though I think you should just try it anyway, but I do know how difficult it is. So practice speaking to yourself, speak onto your phone, record yourself, and then listen back and see what mistakes you make, because I'm sure you can correct your mistakes after listening to yourself again. So I would definitely recommend doing that. If you are not able to find another English speaker or you are not living in a native English speaking country, then a great way to learn is through AI. It's called Lingolette, it's online, and it's basically an AI teacher where you can practice your English speaking and English reading skills. And all you have to do is have a conversation and an AI guy replies to you in English. So you can practice your pronunciation, your fluency, and he replies to you. So I'll show you how it works here. Basically, I am going to have a conversation with an AI teacher at the supermarket. He's asking me would I like anything, and I respond that I'd like to pay for parking. And he responds appropriately in English. I can say anything that I want and he will reply. He will also help me with any mistakes that I make. So this is a great way to practice speaking English on your own. This is a great way to have a conversation without feeling embarrassed. If you are interested in using this AI website, then I do have 20% off using my discount code for the premium annual feature. Another way to practice on your own is to read simple books or children's books. So I read children's books in Spanish because the books are shorter, the language is easier. Also, a lot of the time children's books are funnier. So at the minute I'm reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid in Spanish, and what I do is I read it one time Then I highlight or underline the words that I didn't know. I go back and I translate that language and I read the page again while understanding the new words. And I feel like this is such a helpful way to learn the language. I mean, obviously, if you're more advanced, you can read adult books or more difficult books, but if you're just beginning, definitely try children's books and use that method of reading once, underlining or highlighting difficult words, translating, and then reading again. So that's what I'm doing. It takes a long time, it takes longer, obviously, but you are learning, and if you want to learn, I think it's a great way to learn. This also might be a crazy way to learn, but I have done this with my Spanish. So I did Spanish A level or GCSEs in school. So whatever the equivalent of your exam board of secondary school, because I think that the Spanish level in secondary school is very high. So find the equivalent of your country's English exam, and the past papers are online. You can get past papers to exams online and complete past papers from high school or secondary school English exams. And that's a really clear way because there's marking systems, so you can mark yourself and see what grade that you would get. And there's lots and lots of years, so you can do, there's usually about 6 years worth of exams online. So I have done this. So I did my A level exam when I was 18. I'm now 24. But at the start, I've obviously forgotten a lot of my Spanish because I studied it so hard in school and then I haven't. You study when you're in school a lot because there's more motivation. But I did my A level exam there just for fun. Sounds weird. But at the start of moving to Spain, and then at the end of the year, I am going to repeat it and see how I improve. So that's a good way, is doing a school exam, find it online, then practice your English for a year or so, and then redo the exam and see how much you improve. And I promise it works. It's a good way to see how you improve. And school exams are pretty hard. Of course, all of these ways are ways to learn a language on your own because you have to start somewhere, and sometimes it's easier to start on your own because you're not embarrassed or ashamed. But if you would like to practice with someone or get a teacher, I am an English teacher. I teach one-to-one lessons, and I promise I do not judge. I know that you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. I can help you to make mistakes without feeling bad or without feeling embarrassed. So if you would like one-to-one English lessons with a native, that is, of course, probably one of the best ways to learn, as you're forcing yourself to speak and you have more accountability. And also, if you're doing it with a teacher, and you're there to learn, you're there to make mistakes. And I have lessons. This is how much they cost. And my hours, my timetable is also available on the website, so you can see what times are available. But let me know if you enjoyed this video and if it helped you to learn English. So this video is not only to tell you ways to improve your English or improve your English on your own, but it's also for you to improve your English. So I hope that you picked up some new words. Let me know if you learned any words with this video. So let me summarize what best ways to learn a language on your own. Watch YouTube videos. Tick. You're doing that now. Watch Netflix. Watch TV shows. Listen to music. Watch interviews of your artists. Download AI speaking websites and speak to someone with artificial intelligence like Lingolette. Read children's books. Practice talking to yourself in the mirror or out loud. Do your high school exams, past papers, and book a lesson with me, a native speaking teacher. And also just enjoy it, have fun. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you learned lots, and I'll see you next week.